The old vampire lore where Dracula turns into a testicle and then a gigantic dog.
I'm gonna motorboat Billy's huge knockers.
I did make a note that he's a fuckboy.
How many times in my life am I going to get the chance to Eiffel Tower Dracula?
Except the poopy in your diaper.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Movie Club. We are your bad movie boys, Matt, Tommy, and Collie. Hey, were you disappointed by Morbius? Do you wish it felt more like a Stephanie Meyer fanfic, but with horribly offensive CGI? Well, guess what? You're in luck, because today, we're gonna review Dracula's Angel. There's not a lot of information on this movie on IMDb or Letterboxd, but they do have their own website. This movie was made by a husband and wife team, Brian Beasley and Carol Carson. Supposedly, this movie is semi-autobiographical. That will be important later on when we talk about the murders. This website also has some other great information on it. Where do we even get started with this movie, boys? Every single character is terrifying. Let's just get that out of the way. The CGI is bonkers. It's so bad.
Dare you go through my things?
There's not a single smooth shape in the entire movie. Not one.
The background assets look like they were ripped straight out of Morrowind. The audio also consists of the same two Apple GarageBand loops just repeated throughout the entire movie. So about 5 minutes in, when you've heard the same Spanish flamenco guitar and a stupid EDM buildup, you're already going out of your mind. Let's get into the plot. So the movie starts in by far the most confusing way possible. There's a rat in a dress walking on water, going to the same man 6 different times as he tries to plie or punch her in the face. What is this, Netflix's new dating show? Too Wet to Handle? And just as this terrifying woman is about to reach a sea pervert in a trench coat...
Wake up, Laura. You're having one of those dreams again.
Damn you.
I hope that this is not going to be the voice acting throughout the entire movie. Oh, God. These are two of our main characters, if you could even call them that, David and Laura. David's fragile masculinity can't handle the fact that she's having some wet dreams about... I actually have no idea. David's so upset he tries the only thing he can think of in that moment.
This is what I understand.
Get off me!
Totes inappropriate.
Laura's like, no, do not do this. I just woke up from a wet nightmare. I do not want you climbing all over me. And David goes, you know what, Laura? I know all your dirty little secrets.
What do you mean by that?
I'll show you what the fuck I mean by that.
He opens her drawer. What's that on the ground? Laura's vampire fanfiction.
Now it's officially semi-autobiographical.
She's over it. She takes all her stuff and moves cross-country from LA to New Arlington, Massachusetts. Crazy coincidence, New Arlington is also the home of Dracula, who enters into a woman's home via a mystical testicle and pleasures this woman to death.
Please, don't leave. Take more.
Pleasures her so much that not only do her toes curl, her ankles curl as well.
Arms up. Knees up.
What's Body by Keith got going on? Good lord, what is that?
All of them are fucking terrifying.
While these goblins are doing their exercise, we got a celebrity alert. Body by Keith comes strolling through and... oh no, what...
And that ass waggle.
What are you doing?
He can clap those cheeks.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
I have never seen someone so excited that they fall flat on their back, get up on their hands and knees, but pointing their butthole at the person. This goblin is Billy, and I guess he's obsessed with Body by Keith.
You've heard of kissing cousins. That's my kissing aunt. Mandy, you don't look old enough to be anybody's aunt, but I wouldn't mind if we were almost related.
Oh God, if I could just be in your family bloodline. Oh! Body by Keith looks like George Michael from Arrested Development when he's trying to impress Maybe. So Laura's trying to find a job in the new city, so she goes to a diner where this totally realistic sounding waitress tells her that there might be a job at Hunter's Odyssey Club, which is a male-only club.
I'll tell you, hon, if I were 50 pounds lighter and 30 years younger, I know where I'd go. Hunter's Odyssey Club.
But they also have nobody working there. Not even women. They have literally nobody, just Abe Vigoda. Laura goes to the Hunter's Odyssey Club to get a job. At that moment, Billy is there hanging out with his friends, Body by Keith, Robert Pattinson, and Robert Zadar. Lots of star power in that room. Just play it cool, Billy.
Aw, shit. Shit. Damn it. Fuck. Piss. Shit. Damn it. Aw, damn it. Shit. Fuck. Piss. Aw, damn it. Shit. Fuck. Piss. God damn it. Shit.
Fuck! Shit! 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 So Laura, they ask her like a dumb question.
Have you ever done this kind of work before?
I have experience, and I really can do the job.
I can do it. And then they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. That's fucking good enough for us. She gets the job with absolutely no help from Misogyny by Keith.
Wait a minute. She knows her name. What does it take? Einstein? She's got great legs. A bitchin' bod.
He and Robert Pattinson celebrate hiring this new woman by going hunting.
The deer ought to come running right through here.
He let go of the can, and he could have opened up another one and drank it by the time that one hit the ground.
Crossbow by Keith sees a deer, lines him up in his crossbow scope, and shoots Billy.
Yippee!
Why is Billy dressed like a turd? You would think that maybe this would humble him a little bit, like maybe he's a little bit remorseful for what he did.
I was just doing what you told me to do and you shot me. You fat son of a bitch.
Keith does what any good friend would do after accidentally shooting someone in the leg. He stays behind for a few beers and he makes some gross comments about women.
Can I get you another round?
That's not all you can get for me, darling. Damn it. That bitch is something else. She's really asking for it. Back off, Keith. You're not hunting deer now.
Ew, what does Keith do to the deer?
This one's pussy's mine.
Hi, handsome. I'm Denise. Can I help you?
Maybe you can.
They establish earlier in the movie that David's a surfer because Laura makes a really cruel joke. She's like, oh, what? Now are you smart or something? No longer a surfer, dumb idiot?
You're right, you freaking moron.
Surfing's fucking hard, man. But honestly, so like, David should quit his job of being a surfer and become a PI. He managed to track Laura down all the way across the country in one day.
Bested.
Well, if it isn't my old buddy and the bitch.
Which one's your old buddy?
And I'm not at all interested in your obnoxious prank.
I've had just about enough out of you. What Laura needs is to have a real man take over.
I think what we're supposed to get out of this scene is that Laura realizes that Body by Keith is the man baby in a Speedo that she saw in her wet nightmare. This is also the second lovers quarrel between Lovers by Keith and Robert Pattinson, where the guy animated this as if they were going to start kissing. So Laura, I think it's her second day on the job now. The boss, Abe Bagoda, is like, you got to stay behind and do inventory. These 5 bottles behind me aren't going to count themselves. And then she comes back at night to do inventory, and Dracula's there, or Steven Tyler.
They show us a shot of a clock behind Laura, and I think it said 5 o'clock.
What the fuck is that?
So they closed down early at 2 p.m. so she could take a quick nap and then come back at 5 and do inventory.
What does that say about the people?
Oh, they get totally day drunk. They just drink. They go in there at 9 a.m. and they get hammered, and then they glide to their cars and commit vehicular manslaughter. That's why there's only 10 people in the whole town. The rest of them are dead.
Imagine if you were their doctor, and when they're like, how many drinks do you have? Come on, doc, it's New Arlington. Ah, you're right. Other than the 6 beers before noon every day. Can't take no for an answer by Keith. Goes to follow her because he knows that she's doing inventory. He shows up at the tavern, and he just walks in like he fucking owns the place.
What the hell is going on in here?
Body by Keith is confused because something consensual is happening. And he's like, hey, nah, what? This woman actually wants to kiss you? What the fuck, what is it, what? Dracula is not the only person with a taste for blood, because Body by Keith's first reaction is, hey, that guy's talking to Laura. I'm gonna murder him with a crossbow. Body by Keith doesn't even know he's Dracula. So that's the most absurd thing. He just sees this man wearing a scarf. And he's like, hey, none of that in my fucking town, buddy.
Take that shit to old Arlington.
Wouldn't you do the same thing if you saw Steven Tyler hovering over a woman in a dark bar?
No, I'd be like, Laura, is that your grandma? She looks very kind.
Is that your kissing aunt?
I'm not going anywhere and leave you alone with this pervert.
We will meet again, my darling.
Where the hell did he go? Holy shit, what could have done this?
The old vampire lore where Dracula turns into a testicle and then a gigantic dog. Classic. Wildest thing here, somehow Laura knows exactly where he ran off to. She drives her car into the stairs of this old abandoned mansion. So this is animated that she's walking all the way up the stairs. Laura is clearly not doing well with all this black mold. Then somehow she winds up in the basement. She has an oopsie daisy where she trips and face plants on the altar. She's doing this, and Body by Keith is like, God damn it, I lost another woman. I better call the police. And he calls him up and he's like, where's Laura staying at? I need to know. I need to find her. And he finds out she's at the Sunshine Motel. He goes there, knows exactly what room she's staying at.
If you don't open up, Laura, I'm gonna break the fucking thing down.
He uses his firefighter privileges to bust the door down. Laura's not there, of course, because she's in Dracula's casket. I don't know how she got in there and Dracula got out. Dracula wakes her up and she's like, I love you. And he's like, oh my God, I love you too. And then, so Laura starts getting sucked off by Dracula. I guess he has this weird ritual where he talks a lot before he does it.
The first kiss from my mouth.
Tell me where else you can kiss from, Brian.
The second kiss from my lips is to join my heart with yours.
Oh.
The second kiss must be real awkward because it's always on the lips. So, you know he's out there kissing dudes on the mouth.
Jerry Keegs, we've been out here all day and haven't seen a fucking thing. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I want to go home.
Bill, Dick Cheney by Keith, and Robert Pattinson decide that, hey, nobody is gonna step up to our man Body by Keith and take his woman. So they go to the mansion and they're gonna murder Dracula. Which again, they don't know it's Dracula.
That's him. That's the fucker who attacked Laura.
Then we better kill his ass quick.
Dracula tries to scare them off by growing a very thin, very specific wall of fire. It scares off everyone except Courage by Keith.
No one controls me.
You tell him, Keith.
He shoots an absolute piss missile just right at Dracula, nails him square in the heart.
Keep in mind, Plutonian physics, it takes all of 12 seconds to reach him. Did they ever tell you his last name? Because I think it's Van Helsing.
Dracula at any point, like, he's fucking Dracula. He can just swat at it. No. Get this shit out of here.
I think he was getting ready to, like, do something cool, like catch it in midair, but he had so long to think about it that he started to, like, daydream and, like, thought about his grocery list, and then before he knew it, it fucking hit him, and he's like, oh shit, I forgot.
He is a vampire, so it was probably like 6,000 years had to flash before his eyes. So the piss missile hits him square in the heart, and he turns into Jabba the Hutt. David shows up at Body by Keith. He wants a job, and he also asks for Laura, because he's still looking for Laura. And Billy's like, I'm a big bag of farts. I've seen Laura.
Laura Randolph? Keith has been trying to squeeze into her pants since day one.
They go to a pub together. The weirdest fucking thing at this pub, they're just talking, and then the bartender is like, well, you fellas have had your drinks. Oh, look at the time. It's the 7 o'clock news.
Let's check the 7 o'clock news and see what's going on in the world today.
They turn on the news and they're talking about this grisly murder.
I'm Cameron Cooper, and I'm here at the Hunter's Odyssey Club, possibly the bloodiest, most gruesome crime scene this sleepy community has ever seen.
He talks to Mr. Granger, the guy who, he doesn't even own the bar. So the guy who died is the guy who owned the bar. Mr. Granger just works there. And it's like a live interrogation.
I'm told you had a fight with your employer just recently over working conditions. How angry were you?
I wasn't mad at anybody. I just needed some help. And
You thought you could get away with it, didn't you? Murder says what? What? Oh, got him!
Upon hearing this, Billy's devastated because Robert Zadar was one of his best friends. He's so upset that he leaves the bar and he starts trashing it on the way out.
Just knocks over the bar stools.
He's walking back home, and Laura appears out of nowhere. Billy goes, oh, are you finally going to give Body by Keith a chance? And she finally does what we've all been hoping for this entire movie. She just 2 fingers snaps his neck and just chucks him down the street.
Finally give Macho Man a chance?
The news shows up again and they say like, blah, blah, blah. We've got a serial killer on our hands now.
Don't they call it like the Arlington assassin or something?
It has been 2 days and 2 brutal attacks by the so-called Arlington assassin.
Laura shows up to Robert Pattinson's office next, and he's like, whoa, hey, wait. I didn't have anything to do with this. I just ran away because I'm a big baby and I poopied in my diaper. And so don't do anything to me. Like I didn't do shit.
Except the poopy in your diaper.
Laura makes it very, very clear what's going to happen to him.
All who participated for eternity. All who participated for eternity must die. Continue for eternity to continue. All who participated for eternity must die. Continue for eternity to continue.
And like all of us watching the movie, he just jumps out of his window because he's had enough of this shit. Detective by Keith knows exactly what's going on. He knows that Laura's the one who's killing his friends. He goes to the mansion and he's back outside in the graveyard forest. Laura shows up and takes his shirt off and aggressively pushes him against a tree.
Taking a page out of Keith's book.
And you're thinking, like, okay, like she's just playing it up for the drama. She's gonna torture him because he's the worst character in this movie. But she doesn't. She turns him into a vampire.
Like a vampire slave, essentially. We only make you immortal to clean our toilets.
But then she shoots him in the heart. After this happens, he turns into Dracula. She like brings the testicle back, and then she like, so Body by Keith has an arrow through his heart. He's slapped in the face with a testicle. Mix it up, turns into Dracula. Dude, I don't know shit about vampires, I guess.
Too long have I been alone and vulnerable, compelled to the desolation of disappointing, meaningless encounters.
I too have felt alone until now, even though there have been other men in my life.
Are they still talking about vampire stuff? I'm so lost. This is the whole weird fan fiction thing, right? Where it's like, okay, the two vampires want to fuck and do their thing, sure, whatever. They say that, and then they're like, all right, let's go fuck all these random strangers in town. And then they go and they just eat ass on all the strangers.
Yeah, that's when it becomes strangely semi-autobiographical again.
So David is taking a stroll down Murder Alley when all of a sudden...
I told you that I would follow you and find a way to make you love me.
Oh, wow.
I'm reading a book now that says that
it
behavior
would
may
seem
be
you could keep
abusive.
at least-
Goes to this threesome, and then he like kind of stops. He's like, actually, yeah, you know what? No, I'm not into this. I don't want to Eiffel Tower Dracula. I'm good. They have like this whole weird conversation, and then Dracula and Laura basically are like, well, then I guess we gotta kill you. There's nothing else to do.
To be fair, from David's perspective, he sees his ex-wife with Steven Tyler and suddenly questions his sexuality. It's like, I don't know who I'm more attracted to right now. So I need to go question some things in my life.
Which is the natural reaction.
And then that's when Dracula too is like, David, if you want to come with us, just walk this way. Funniest thing in this entire movie is they like say all these things like, David, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then it just quick cuts to David being an alpha and just power walking away.
Do not run, David. You can have me, but it will now be on my terms.
David manages to escape by tripping over a gigantic Jesus Saves monument. I don't know why they didn't just make the S in Saves as the S in Jesus. David is back at his motel room and Laura knocks on the door and she's like, hey, David, I was just joking earlier. David, come on out. Like, me and Dracula already agreed. You could be the bar in the Eiffel Tower if you want, or you could be a side of the tower. We're gonna let you pick because we really just want to be friends with you, David. And David is like, yeah, fuck yeah, all right, yeah, that sounds great. And he opens the door, and then somehow David becomes smarter, grabs a garden stake from right outside his motel door, and stabs both Laura and Dracula through the heart.
I think it should be pointed out that he only wanted to kill Dracula, and then she jumped in the way, and then incidentally got stabbed. And he still showed zero remorse. He's like, oh, well, 2 for 1, I guess.
Laura, why did you protect him?
Because he is my beloved Dracula.
This movie is semi-autobiographical. And that's how the movie ends. It ends that way. They do have a little thing that pops up that says there's a special feature at the end of the credits. The 20-minute special feature is Laura and Robert Pattinson sitting on a bed podcasting, and it's just the same lines from the movie. It's like the live raw audio of the same lines for 20 minutes.
This is Carol.
Short swearing, take 1.
Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Oh, shit.
Now the movie's over. Time to review it. I posed a question to you guys this week. Is this movie too hot to handle?
I say no.
I'm going to say yes. I would never handle this movie at any distance or with any amount of safety equipment. Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed. I think that this movie is too hot to handle because I could not handle it, and I will not sit through this movie another time. This has been plenty. Well, there you have it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week where we're going to watch a movie that you might hate or despise. Wink, wink.
Hiya!
Bye!
And now for something completely different. John Wayne teaching an aerobics class. Well, come on now, pilgrims. Swagger to the left, kick. Swagger to the right, kick. Shoot from the hip. Shoot from the hip. Do-si-do. Do-si-do.